There are no gods. There is only the subject and the object, the actor and the acted upon. Those with the will to earn dominance over others gain title, not by nature, but by deed. I am Galandrian, and I refuse those who would exert will upon me. Let Andruil's bow crack, let June's fire grow cold. Let them build temples and lure the faithful with promises. Their pride will consume them, and I, forgotten, will claim power of my own, apart from them until I strike in mastery. From the Codex Entry, Galandrian's Claim. For abandoning the people in their time of greatest need, for casting aside to flee to where the earth could not reach, we declare Zabarak and others of her ilk exiled from the lands of Evaneris. Beware! Their familiarity with shape allows them to travel paths unaided. They may be bound, but only the protection of our gods will fully shield you from their malice. They are forbidden from the earth that is our right. From the Codex Entry, Vir Dirthara, Exile of the Forbidden Ones. Hey guys, and welcome to another theory video. This video is going to be over the Elven Pantheon's Forgotten Ones, and if they are in fact also the Forbidden Ones. Now this theory is actually from a theory within the game itself. It can be found in Dragon Age 2 and comes from the Seekers of Truth. Before we get into the theory in and of itself on whether or not they're the same thing, let's get some understanding of the two groups. The Forgotten Ones are a grouping of three dark or evil gods within the Elven Pantheon: Galandrian, Arnas, and Daern'thal. The three Forgotten are said to come from a place called the Void, or in certain references, the Abyss. It was a place no mortal or god could remain for long, if at all. Much about these three can only be gleaned in tales told by the Dalish, or one codex entry found in the Frostback Mountains as a message from Galandrian to the creators. The Forbidden Ones are a group of 3 to 4 ancient and extremely powerful demons. Gixeng, the Unbound, his actual demon type is unknown. Imshale, a demon of desire who calls himself a spirit of choice. Zabarak, another demon of desire, and the Formless One. There is no information regarding the fourth Forbidden One. When we look at the lore, a lot does match up regarding the Forbidden Ones and the Forgotten Ones. There are 3 to 4, but only if we count Fen'Harel as one of the Forgotten Ones. Very little remains in regards to the Forgotten Ones, who are known to be from another realm. The Abyss could very well be the Fade. The fact the Evaneris exiled the Forbidden Ones could mean they and the Forgotten are one and the same. Fen'Harel was said to have sealed away the Forgotten in their realm at the end of the war between the Forgotten Ones and the Evaneris proper. It is very similar, but not entirely the same. This could be accounted to the gap between when these events occurred and the events of the Inquisition. A lot can be lost to time, especially given the fact the Elven society has been destroyed twice. The information could have been misinterpreted. It is a leap to believe this, though a very real one considering what was revealed about the Evaneris proper during the events of Trespasser. And yet we've already run into a problem in regards to Fen'Harel being one of the Forgotten Ones. Though he is considered one by many Dalish, or moving between them moreover, and by between them I mean he moves between the benevolent creators and the evil Forgotten Ones, or whatever you want to call those three. Fen'Harel is actually an ancient elf, as we now know. He goes by the name Solus. He was kind of in the Inquisition with us, and you can probably see footage of him helping me in the background. So, obviously he is not a spirit, and thus cannot be a Forbidden One in the form of the final Forbidden One, the Formless One, because an elf is not a spirit. No matter how much Solus loves the Fade and spirits, he is still not a spirit. There is also a problem in regards to the Abyss versus the Fade. The Abyss is stated to be a place of great taint. This is known from the lore around Andruil and how she went completely insane from trying to hunt the Forgotten Ones within their own realm. Now, demons can drive a person insane rather easily, and Imshel is also well known for his trickery. There is a key piece within Andruil's lore which can divide the Forgotten and the Forbidden Ones. Andruil ended up bringing plague to her lands from the Abyss. It actually got so bad Mythal had to intervene and force Andruil to forget the way into the Abyss. Demons can do a lot, and they can twist the mind. However, they cannot bring plague. This points to the Abyss or Void being something other than the Fade. It is also a known fact the Fade was once part of the world. During Elvenon, the Fade and the mortal realm were one and the same. It was not until Finharel, or Solus, created the Veil in order to lock away the Eveneris from the mortal realm that they became separated. There is more also in the fact that one of the Forgotten Ones curses the Eveneris in a piece of lore. Galandrian says, "Let Andruil's bow crack, let June's fire grow cold." There is a deep, deep hatred there, and if Solus is with the Inquisitor when we meet Imshel, he doesn't react. Now, this could either mean Solus had nothing to do with sealing the Forgotten away, or Imshel isn't one of the Forgotten at all. As we do know, Solus is adept at sealing away very powerful, corrupt gods, given the fact that he did so and told us in Trespasser by creating the Veil. Then there is evidence from one of the novels in the form of Felassan. Felassan meets Imshel and knew him. It is how the reader gets the name Imshel in the first place. Felassan is hinted at being an ancient elf Solus freed from the control of the Eveneris, as is shown in how he doesn't pay any respect to the creators the same way that the clan does. As an ancient elf, he would have known about the Forgotten and the Forbidden Ones. Thus, if they were one and the same thing, then there would have been more of a reaction, given the Forgotten were once considered gods among the elves, and were actually, even during the time of the Eveneris, still regarded as gods within the lore, though it was forbidden to worship them. Given all of this, I believe the Forbidden and the Forgotten Ones are two very different beings, with the Forbidden Ones being extraordinarily old and extremely powerful demons, whereas the Forgotten are a little bit closer to what we know of Darkspawn being, given the fact from Andruil's lore we know she brought plague to her lands from constant contact with the Abyss. This does not mean the Seekers of Truth were wrong in their belief that the Forbidden and the Forgotten are one and the same. It is extraordinarily easy to see how they came to this theory. The Forbidden, they have 4, and they were exiled from the lands of the Eveneris, as we saw in the original Codex Entries at the start of this. And the Forgotten Ones, there are 4, and they were sealed away from the lands of the Eveneris, or Elvenon if you would rather call it. Thus, there are so many similarities, especially in what is translated and has been found by humans in the world of Thedas, that it makes perfect sense to how they thought the Forbidden and the Forgotten are one and the same. They don't have access to all of the lore that we do, and thus we can come to the conclusion that they're very different beings, whereas the Seekers of Truth could easily find that they are one and the same. My question for you guys: do you believe the Forgotten and Forbidden Ones are one and the same? Why? I would love to see your opinions in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the Return of the Theory videos. I'll see you guys in the next one.